What's happening? How y'all doing today? We got another deep topic. We're going to talk about Abraham. We're going to talk about Isaac. We're going to talk about Ishmael. And we're going to talk about Hagar and Sarah. We're going to clear out this nonsense that a lot of these camps be teaching. Now, what I will say at the beginning is, y'all have to understand that the Bible has been taken out of chronological order. And the reason that when you read these new revised Bibles, a lot of the times it don't make sense is because the Edomite, which is the cracker, the white man, he's went to our Bible and taking a lot of shit out and putting a lot of shit in there. And he does this to stray you away from the Bible. He does this to make you not believe in the Most High. He wants to paint the Most High out as like some radical, crazy individual, and we know that's the furthest thing for the truth. So that's what I challenge y'all. I always challenge y'all to pick the Bible up and read it for yourself and get these lost books. So once you get the lost books, you'll start understanding, you know, what you're reading and what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to, you know, put two and two together. Like, when people get into it, it don't be just over nothing. It's over something. Whether it's jealousy, envy, or you did a nigga something or a female something or whatever, what else. But, so what we're going to do is, we're going to go to, we're going to jump to Genesis 15 and 4. Y'all open y'all Bibles right fast. And it says, and behold, the word of the Most High came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thy own bowels shall be thine heir. And he's talking about, this is one of the promises he was going to make to him, saying that his heir was going to be with his first wife, Sarah. And that, Sarah ended up birthing Isaac. So even though Ishmael was Abraham's first son, the Most High didn't make no promise to Abraham with his second wife Hagar. He made the promise to him and his first wife Sarah, but Sarah didn't have the patience to wait. But we're gonna get to that soon. So I need y'all to jump to Genesis 16 and 1. Now it says, now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. Now this is what a lot of these camps want to teach. First of all, Egyptian is not a race. I tell y'all this all the time. So American is not a race. You have a whole bunch of races in these countries. An Egyptian is a citizen of. So that means that Hagar was a Hebrew Negro woman that lived in Egypt, which makes her an Egyptian. Not claiming that she's an Egyptian as if that's a race. That's silly. And then, hold on. And we're going to drop down to 2 after that. And it says, and Sarai said unto Abram, behold, now the Most High have restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. So that's where he messed up at, because the Most High told him that he was going to give him a son, but Sarah got tired of waiting. So she convinced her husband, Abraham, to go in unto her handmaid, and they end up making a child together. But Sarah wanted Hagar's child as if it was her own. And I was going to also say, that's another thing with polygamy in these relationships. If the Most High was against polygamy, then what would have ended up happening was he would have said something about it. He would have cursed him. He cursed Adam and Eve when he did something. You know, you got to understand, when the Most High is mad and he's trying to break down a subject or something, and he's trying to tell you something, he's going to tell you when he's displeased with his servants. So evidently this proves that Hagar is a Hebrew, because if she was a foreign woman, then that means we're not supposed to mess with nobody that's not our kind. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, when David slept with Bathsheba, the Most High punished him. When Adam and Eve ate from the fruit of the tree, he punished him. But it's nowhere in here where he said he punished him for laying down with Hagar. That's because Hagar was a Hebrew woman. That's just like me. I'm a Hebrew, but I live in America. And for me to say that I'm American, that means that I'm a Negro Hebrew man that is a citizen of America. Oh man. And see, if you even go, hold on, let me go to Deuteronomy 2. Deuteronomy 2, 3 through 6. That's where we're going to jump to right quick. Oh, no. I take it back. It was Deuteronomy. I said the wrong thing. Okay, so it's actually Deuteronomy 7, 3 through 6. And it says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them, thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy Father. Yahweh has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are on the face of this earth. So it's telling you right there, you're not supposed to deal with other races of people. So like I said, if that was really what the case was, then the Most High would have said something about it. So that's been debunked. We're going to go to Judges 14 and 3 so I can prove it again. And this is about Samson. And his father and his mother said unto him, is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said unto his father, get her from me, for she pleases me well. Even Samson's parents told him not to deal with no Philistine. She's not no Hebrew woman. And we're going to go to Ezra 9 and 12. Proving my point again. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that you may be strong and eat the good of the land and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. So that has been debunked. Yeah. Okay, so back to Genesis 16 and 2. So basically, you know, Sarah, she was in desperation to have a child. So if it was against our laws to have more than one woman, then the Most High would have chastised Abraham for going into Hagar. Only reason he was displeased is because it says he listened to his wife instead of listening to the Most High. It's the same thing that Adam did. He listened to Eve, and then they ate the fruit, and that's what got them condemned. You're supposed to listen to the man. The Most High is the man, the leader. So, yeah, we're going to jump down to 16 and 3, Genesis. It says, and Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. So sex is part of marriage. First is the covenant, then it's sex, and then you're married. So when Abraham went into Hagar, Hagar became his wife. And it says, verse 4, and he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. Meaning, conceived means the baby's been made. So Ishmael is made already. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Now you got to ask yourself, if Sarah told her husband to go in unto Hagar, why is it now that Sarah is hating Hagar? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why is she hating Hagar? That don't make no sense. It has to be a reason why she's hating Hagar. And it says, and Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. But the Most High judged between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand, do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. Okay, we're going to stop at 6. And I'm going to show y'all in the lost books in Jasher. We're going to read some from Jasher real quick. It's Jasher chapter 21. And I'm going to show you why Sarah was mad at Hagar. For one, Hagar was originally a handmaid to Sarah. But once Abraham made Hagar his wife, that means that she was no longer under Sarah. So you know with women that causes jealousy. You can't really boss her around no more because now this is Abraham's wife. Because you told your husband to go in unto him. So you can't tell your husband to go into him and be mad about that. So evidently it's showing you that it was more to it than that. So this is why Sarah didn't wanted to cast off Hagar and her son. Now we're going to jump to Jasher 21. And it says, Ishmael the son of Abraham was 14 years old when Sarah bore Isaac to Abraham. The Most High was with Ishmael the son of Abraham, and he grew up and learned to use the bow and became an archer. When Isaac was 5 years old, he was sitting with Ishmael at the door of the tent. Ishmael went to Isaac and sat opposite him. And he took the bow and drew it and put the arrow in it and intended to kill Isaac. So he tried to kill Isaac. And the reason that is because the first sons usually get the birthright. They get the gift. But the Most High didn't promise the gift to Hagar. He promised it to Abraham and Sarah because Sarah was barren and she wanted a kid so bad. But Ishmael thinking, and you can't get no birthright if this not your son, if he's not a Hebrew, or if he's not or if this is an illegitimate marriage. He would have told him to put Hagar away. So it says, Sarah saw what Ishmael intended to do to her son Isaac, and she was extremely upset. So now this is showing you, which in the regular Bible 66 books, see, it's not going to tell you that. That's why when you read it, it's kind of confusing because you're like, why was she mad in the first place? But in Jasher, it's telling you why she was mad. It says she was extremely upset. She sent for Abraham and said to him, cast out this bondwoman and her son. Her son will not be heir with my son. This is what he intended to do with him today. And it says, Abraham listened to Sarah. He rose early in the morning. He took 12 loaves and a bottle of water, and he gave them to Hagar and sent her away with her son. Hagar went with her son to the desert. They lived in the desert of Paran with the inhabitants of the desert. Ishmael was an archer, and he lived in the desert for a long time. Afterwards, he and his mother went to the land of Egypt, and they lived there. Hagar took a wife for her son from Egypt, and her name was Meribah. Ishmael's wife conceived and bore 4 sons and 2 daughters. Okay, now right there, Ishmael being a Hebrew, he was never supposed to be with no Hamite woman. The Hamites are the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Canaanites, and the Libyans. Now we're going to jump back to what we're going to do is we're going to jump to Genesis 21, 9 through 19. Now, this story is after the original story that I'm reading you right now. And that's why I say the Bible has been taken out of chronological order, because they want to confuse you. Now, this was supposed to be there at first telling you why Sarah was mad. Now I said, we're in verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Abraham, mocking him, because she like, I'm no longer your handmaid, and I no longer have to listen to you. And Ishmael, and Hagar's probably like, Ishmael is Abraham's first son, so he's going to get the blessing. Which he's going to get gifts, but he's not going to get the first blessing as it goes to the first true son, because as I say, the Most High made a covenant with Abraham to gift him with the son of Isaac, with Sarah, not with Hagar. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir of my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of the bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called, and also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. So he's telling you right here, that he gonna make a nation out of Ishmael, because this is his seed as well. And these are two Hebrews. The Most High is not finna put off nobody that is of his race. You understand what I'm saying? These camps teach you that. Ask yourself this question. This is the silliest shit I ever heard. How does a Negro man, and what they saying, they like claiming that Egyptians is a race and it's not. How does a Negro man and Egyptian woman make an Arab? Because they say Ishmael is an Arab. So how do you make an Arab? I ain't never seen that. I've never seen it. And with them being both Hebrews, how do two Hebrews make an Arab? That don't make no sense. That's nonsense. And reading it again, it says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in a bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs, and she went and sat down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And the Most High heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of the Most High called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for the Most High hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. So, yeah. Like, first of all, it says, 18, arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. And Most High opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And the Most High was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. Boom. So, the Most High don't care about all these other nations. They tell you that in 2nd Esdras 6:56. But if you go to 2nd Esdras 6:56, it's telling you that all the nations that came of Adam, they are nothing. He don't give a fuck about them. He said they are compared to spit. Go look it up if you think I'm capping. So, with that being said, the Most High don't care about nobody else if you ain't no Hebrew. So, why would it tell you in the Bible that he went after her? That's because she was a Hebrew. Abraham's a Hebrew, Hagar's a Hebrew, that child is a Hebrew. So he wasn't finna just put them away like that. He would have, and it would have said that in the Bible. It say, don't give your sons to their daughters, and don't give your daughters to their sons. So if Hagar was really a Hamite, the Most High would have been like, hey, put this woman away and don't have nothing to do with your son. But like I say, the Bible has been taken out of the Bible has been taken out of chronological order. So now we're gonna jump back to Genesis 16 and 8, and it said, he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, went thou, camest thou, and where wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. And the angel of the Most High said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. Meaning that just be at peace with her, so everything could be, all good. And it says, and the angel of the Most High said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered before the multitude. He told, and that's how you know that she's a Hebrew, because the Most High, he told Abraham that he's going to promise him that his seed is going to be, you ain't going to be able to number them. That's how many people it's going to be. And it says, and the angel of the Most High said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Most High hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Now, in Jasher, it says that Ishmael, he was thriving to get the blessing. He wanted the blessing. And then I read to y'all that he tried to kill Isaac. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted the blessing, because that was Abraham's first son. But the Most High didn't make no promise to Abraham with Hagar. He made it to him with Sarah. So that's proving the point that he, about who Ishmael is. And she called the name of the Most High that spake unto her, thou Yahweh seest me, for she said, have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Bir Lahai Roy. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abraham called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was 6 years old, meaning he was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Now, we're going to jump to Genesis 17:4, and then we're going to jump to 7. And it says, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. That's proving that it's telling you the Most High's covenant was with Abraham. Jump down to 7. And he said, I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in the generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a father unto thee and to thy seed after thee. So, that's telling you, it's not saying Ishmael ain't going to get no blessings or gifts, but it's saying that the ultimate gift goes to Isaac. And you can't get no blessings from the Most High if you're not of the same race as him, because he don't care about all the other nations. I told y'all this, 2 Andrews 6:56. Let's see. Now, we on Genesis 17 and 16. We're going to jump down. It says, and I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. And that's the promise also with, that's another promise that I was trying to read to y'all about Abraham with Sarah. And then we're gonna jump to 20 now. And it says, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant, verse 20, verse 21, and verse 21. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. So he's still gonna bless Ishmael. He's not gonna bless Ishmael if he wasn't a Hebrew, if he wasn't a nigger. And Ishmael also had 12 sons just like Jacob and one daughter just like Jacob as well too. I forgot to tell you that. Let's see. But like I say, all of this is taken out of chronological order. So now we're going to jump to 21. Y'all go to Genesis 21 and 20. I'm going to reread this again. And this is proving that, this ain't flawed what I'm saying, because Ishmael was a great archer. He was cold with the bow and arrow. And that also proves how he tried to, kill him. Because like I read to y'all in Joshua 21, chapter 21, it was saying he tried to kill him, but this is giving proof too. So it says, and the Most High was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. These is all verses in the Bible, man. I ain't making this up. It's always the truth first, my opinion second. Okay. Now, we're gonna go. What is this? Genesis 22 or 3. Okay, now we're gonna jump back to Joshua 21. And we left off with when Hagar took a wife for Ishmael from Egypt, and her name was Meribah. And like I say, we're not supposed to be dealing with Hamite women. They're wicked. So her name was Meribah, Ishmael's wife. She conceived and bore 4 sons and 2 daughters. Ishmael, his mother, his wife, and his children later went back to the desert. They made themselves tents in the desert and lived in them. They continued to travel and then rest monthly and yearly. Now, what I will say about me reading this is that I'm going to read further down the line, and it's going to tell you how Abraham, he's not only telling Ishmael to put his wife away because she is a Hamite woman, but because she's disrespectful towards her husband, like most of these modern day women is towards their husband. And it says his mother, his wife, and his children later went back to the desert. They made themselves tents in the desert and lived in them. They continued to travel and then rest monthly and yearly. The Most High gave Ishmael flocks, herds, and tents because of Abraham his father, and the man's livestock increased. He wouldn't have gave that to Ishmael if Abraham wasn't a Hebrew man or if Ishmael wasn't a Hebrew man. And Abraham was a friend of the Most High. Ishmael lived in deserts and in the tents, traveling and resting for a long time, and he did not see his father. Sometime later, Abraham said to Sarah his wife, I will go and see my son Ishmael. I wish to see him. I haven't seen him for a long time. Abraham rode one of his camels into the desert to look for his son Ishmael. As he heard, he was living in a tent in the desert with all belonging to him. Abraham went to the desert and arrived at the tent of Ishmael about noon. He asked after Ishmael found Ishmael's wife sitting in a tent with her children. Ishmael, her husband, and his mother were not with them. Abraham asked Ishmael's wife, where has Ishmael gone? She said, he has gone to the field to hunt. Abraham was still sitting on the camel. He would not dismount as he had sworn to his wife Sarah that he would not get off the camel. Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, my daughter, give me a little water to drink. I am fatigued from the journey. Ishmael's wife answered Abraham, we do not have water nor bread. Cap, she lying. How you not going to have no water and bread? Your husband's not finna leave you without no water and no bread. And the reason he was in the field hunting is to go get you more food. So at the end of the day, really Ishmael's Hamite wife, Egyptian wife, whatever you want to call her, she was disrespectful. She was disrespectful towards Ishmael's father, which is the gifted one, and Abraham didn't like that. So she wasn't being generous, and her father, you're supposed to show respect to your husband's father. You know what I'm saying? So she kept sitting in the tent and took no notice of Abraham and did not ask him who he was. But she was beating her children in the tent and was cursing them. She also cursed her husband Ishmael and reproached him. That's why he wasn't supposed to be with that bitch. But he listened to his mama. And the Most High said, don't make marriages with these people. Abraham heard the words of Ishmael's wife to her children. He was very angry and displeased. Abraham called the woman to come out to him from the tent. The woman came out and stood opposite Abraham. As Abraham was still mounted on the camel, Abraham said to Ishmael's wife, when your husband Ishmael comes home, say this to him. A very old man from the land of the Philistines came here to seek you, and this was his appearance. I did not ask him who he was, and seeing you were not here, he said to me, when Ishmael, your husband, comes back, tell him this man said, when you come home, put away this nail of the tent which you have placed here, and place another nail in its stead. So basically, Abraham and Ishmael, they talking in code, like the Most High do talk to us in the Bible. He basically telling him, this the wrong woman, you don't need her, she's disrespectful, she's cursing you, and she's cursing your kids, and she's beating your kids while you're gone. So he talking in code. He's saying, put away this nail from your tent. It's not a good nail. And Ishmael knew what his father was saying. He said, Abraham finished his instructions to the woman. Then he turned and went homeward on the camel. After that, Ishmael came from the chase with his mother and returned to the tent. His wife said these words to him. A very old man from the land of the Philistines came looking for you, and this was his appearance. I did not ask him who he was, and seeing you were not at home, he said to me, when your husband comes home, tell him, says the old man, put away the nail of the tent you have placed here and put another nail in its stead. So and Abraham wouldn't have told him not only to put her away just because of that, but he knew this is a Hamite woman. Then on top of that, a Hamite woman ain't gonna never have no respect for no real Negro Hebrew man. Think about it now. Nobody don't have no respect for us now. That's why we getting shot with our hands up. That's why we getting nooses tied around our neck, etc., etc. Now it says, Ishmael heard his wife's words and knew that he was his father and that his wife did not honor him. Honor is another word for respect. Ishmael understood his father's words that he had spoken to his wife. Ishmael listened to his father and cast off that woman, and she left. He put her away. See, the Most High didn't chastise Ishmael for putting his wife away. Don't the Most High hate divorce? The Most High hates divorce. But this woman was a Hamite, so he wasn't supposed to be with her anyways. And the Most High tell you to put away strange women. That's why 300 women that were not these white women, these Mexicans and these Chinese people, remember when Solomon had 300 wives, they led him away. That's why he started serving strange gods, these idols. And it says, Ishmael later went to Canaan and took another wife and brought her to his tent to the place where he then lived. After 3 years, Abraham said, I will go and see Ishmael, my son. I haven't seen him for a long time. He rode his camel and went to the desert and reached Ishmael's tent about noon. He asked after Ishmael, and his wife came out of the tent and said, My Lord, he is not here, and as he has gone to hunt in the fields and to feed the camels. The woman said to Abraham, My Lord, come into the tent and eat some bread, for you must be tired after your journey. Now you see the difference between his new wife, which is a Hebrew woman, a Negro woman, vice versa, the Hamite Egyptian woman. See, the Negro woman was more generous to Abraham because they are the same people. Abraham didn't have to ask his Hebrew wife that. But see, he had to ask ask Ishmael's first wife that because she didn't care about no niggas. She couldn't even, the reason she was mad and cursed Ishmael is because Ishmael didn't feed into her. And you know, most of these foreign women be wanting to take the best man on the planet, which is us niggas, and control us. When they can't control us, that's when they start trying to curse us and do all this whole shit, take our kids from us, put us on child support, etc., etc. Abraham said to her, I won't stop, as I am in a hurry to continue my journey, but give me a little water to drink as I am thirsty. The woman hurried and ran into the tent. That's what real women do. Honor the man. She is honoring Ishmael's father, Abraham. And says she brought out water and bread to Abraham, which she placed in front of him, and she urged him to eat. He ate and drank, and he was comforted, and he blessed his son Ishmael. He finished his meal and blessed the Lord, and said to Ishmael's wife, when Ishmael comes home, say this to him, a very old man from the land of the Philistines came here and asked after you, and as you were not here, I brought him out bread and water, and he ate and drank and was comforted. See, he telling her what to tell Ishmael, so Ishmael will know that his dad, like, he telling him, like, yeah, this the right wife. This the one you need to keep. She's good. She was generous to me. She was respectful to me. She fed me, and she gave me some water to drink when I was tired. He said these words to me, when Ishmael, your husband, comes home, say to him, the nail of the tent which you have is very good. Do not put it away from the tent. He talking in code, but he telling them you got a good wife. Abraham finished commanding the woman, and he rode out to the land of the Philistines. When Ishmael went to his tent, his wife left to meet him happily and cheerfully. She said to him, an old man came here from the land of the Philistines, and this was his appearance. He asked after you, and as you were not here, I brought out bread and water, and he ate and drank and was comforted. He said these words to me, when Ishmael, your husband, comes home, say to him, the nail of the tent which you have is very good. Do not put it away from the tent. Ishmael knew that it was his father and that his wife had honored him. The Most High blessed Ishmael. Now, basically, if Ishmael would have hearkened to Abraham in the first place, he would have never went in unto a Hamite woman and had to deal with all that shit. But at the same time, just because of the fact that Ishmael tried to kill Isaac and Sarah didn't like it, that's the reason why they sent Hagar away in the first place. But still, you know what I'm saying, Abraham still dealt with Hagar in Ishmael. So when you listen to your father, he's going to direct you the right way. He got him a Hebrew woman. See, most of you women with children, y'all are to blame. Y'all are the main reason for why these kids is fucked up now. Because y'all don't discipline them. Y'all don't lead them down the right direction. Y'all teach them to do what feels good. Like Aleister Crowley, do what thou wilt. And doing what thou wilt is the will of Satan. If you feel good, do it. No, that's everything that feel good ain't good. Everything that tastes good ain't good. Okay. Now, we're finna jump to we're going to jump to Jasher, chapter 23. Let's see. It says, at that time, the word of the Most High went to Abraham, and he said to him, Abraham, he said, here I am. He said to him, take your son, your only son whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah. Offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains which will be shown to you, and there you will see a cloud and the glory of the Most High. Abraham said to himself, how will I separate my son Isaac from Sarah his mother in order to bring him up for a burnt offering to the Most High? Abraham came into the tent. He sat before Sarah his wife and said to her, my son Isaac has grown up, and he has not for some time studied the service of Yahweh. Tomorrow I will take him to Shem and Eber his son, and there he will learn the ways of the Most High. They will teach him to know the Most High, as well as to know that when he prays continually to the Most High, he will answer him, so that he will know the ways of serving the Most High, his father. Sarah said, you have spoken well. Go, my Lord, and do as you have said, but don't take him too far from me or let him stay there too long, as my life is bound within his life. Abraham said to Sarah, my good lady, let us pray to the Most High, our Father, that he would do good with us. Sarah took her son Isaac, and he stayed everything that night with her. She kissed and embraced him and gave him instructions until the morning. She said to him, my son, how can my life separate itself from you? She still kissed him and embraced him, and she gave Abraham instructions about him. Sarah said to Abraham, my Lord, I pray you look after your son and keep your eyes on him. I have no other son nor daughter but him. Do not abandon him. If he is hungry, give him bread, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. Do not let him go on foot or let him sit in the sun. Do not let him go by himself on the road, and don't take anything from him by force, but do what he says. She loved her son because that was the only son that the Most High had given them to. Sarah cried bitterly the whole night because of Isaac and gave him instructions until the morning. In the morning, Sarah selected a very fine, beautiful garment from those garments she had in the house that Abimelech had given to her. She dressed Isaac, her son, with them. She put a turban on his head, and she enclosed a precious stone in the top of the turban. She gave them provisions for the road, and they left. Isaac went with his father Abraham, and some of their servants accompanied them to see them off the road. Sarah went out with them, and she accompanied them to the road to see them off. But they said to her, return to the tent. When Sarah heard the words of her son Isaac, she cried bitterly, and Abraham, her husband, cried with her, and their son cried with them too. And those who went with them cried greatly. Sarah caught hold of her son Isaac and held him in her arms, and she embraced him and continued to weep with him. Sarah said, who knows if after today I will ever see you again? They still wept together, and Abraham, Sarah, and Isaac, and everyone who accompanied them on the road wept with them. Afterwards, Sarah turned away from her son, crying bitterly, and all her men servants and maid servants returned her to the tent. Abraham went with Isaac his son to bring him as an offering to the Most High, as the Most High had commanded him. Abraham took two of his young men with him. Abraham took two of his young men with him, Ishmael his son with Hagar, and Eleazar his servant. And they went with him while they were walking along the road. The young men spoke these words to themselves. Ishmael said to... No, we're going to stop right there right quick. We're going to stop right there right fast, because I gotta show y'all something. So look, if we go to Genesis 22:3, it says, and Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took two of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went to the place of which the Most High had told him. So you see this in the regular 66 book Bible. It's not even telling you that the two men that he took with him was his son Ishmael, and then his other servant Eleazar. But when you get to Jasher, see, it starts to make more sense. You see what I'm saying? And I'm proving this with scripture. So we're going to jump back over here to Jasher 23. It says, Ishmael said to Eleazar, my father Abraham is going with Isaac to offer him as a burnt offering to the Lord. Oh, he was happy about that. And it says, as the Most High commanded him, When he returns, he will give me all he possesses to inherit after him, for I am his firstborn. You see that? He thought he was going to get the gift, the blessing. But the Most High didn't make the promise to you. He promised it to Abraham and his first wife, Sarah, because Sarah was barren. She couldn't have no kids. So the true blessing was with Isaac, not Ishmael. Ishmael got blessed, but he didn't. And I use gifted because blessed really means curse. And I'll prove that to y'all when I get some time. So, and then go back to that. Remember I told y'all, Ishmael tried to kill Isaac because he felt like if he killed him, then the only other son he got this time being is Ishmael, so he would get the blessing, the gift, shall I say. Okay, it says, now Eleazar answered Ishmael, and it says, surely Abraham cast you away with your mama, because Ishmael tried to kill Isaac, and swore that you would not inherit anything he possesses. So to whom will he give everything that he has, with all his treasures, but to me, his servant, who has been faithful in his house, and has served him night and day, and has done everything that he has desired me. It is to me that he will bequeath everything that he possesses. Now, okay. Now, the last point I'm going to make with this topic, I'm going to show y'all in Jasher, we're going to jump back to 22, how Satan, he tried to challenge, he tried to make a bet with the Most High, just like he did Job. When the Most High told Satan, he was like, have you considered my servant Job? And he said, the Most High told him, you can do anything you want to Job, you just can't kill him. And he said, well, give me some time with him. He said, I bet you I'll get him to curse you to your face. And if y'all remember that story, remember, nothing new under the sun. The devil been doing the same shit from the beginning of the time. But y'all dumbasses just so stupid to keep falling for the same shit. Who tried to provoke Job to go against the Most High? His wife. She said, curse him. He said, no, I ain't coming to earth with this shit and I ain't gonna leave with it. Satan always uses the woman against the fucking man, just like he did with Adam and Eve. The woman has the DNA of the serpent seed in her. That's why a majority of our women is fucked up. And I ain't just talking about Hebrew women, I'm talking about every race of woman. When you put your DNA inside a woman, that is a soul tie. That's why these women out here aborting their babies. Having babies for no damn reason. Letting the government be that daddy. Putting on housing and all this other fuck ass shit. Wake up, Hebrew women. Quit falling for the fucking trap. And you niggas need to quit falling for the trap too, because I blame y'all. Y'all are the leaders. Y'all are supposed to lead y'all women. Women are our possessions. We run them. They don't run us. When a woman runs shit, shit go left. And the Bible is consistently telling you this shit. Now, I'm going to show you, you know, Satan like playing little stupid tricks, but you can't play no trick on the Most High. You can't bribe the Most High. So yeah, we're going to say, the Most High said, the Most High said to Satan, what do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell me about all the children of the earth? Satan answered the Most High. He said, I have seen all the children of the earth who serve you and remember you when they want something from you. When you give them the thing which they want from you, they are at their ease and abandon you, and they remember you no more. Have you seen Abraham, the son of Terah, who at first had no children, and he served you and erected altars? Erected means to build up. To you wherever he came, and he made offerings on them, and he proclaimed your name continually to all the children of the earth. Now that his son Isaac is born, he has abandoned you. Come on, man. You know Satan is alive. He just want to try to provoke his way into a bed so he could try to torture the children of the Most High because that's what he likes to do. He tries to stray us away from the Most High. That's why he try to do all this shit. Same difference with Job. Ain't no difference with the shit with Job. He said, he has made a great feast for all the inhabitants of the land, but the Most High he has forgotten. He had not brought you an offering, not a burnt offering, nor a peace offering, neither ox, lamb, nor goat, or everything that he killed on the day that his son was weaned. First of all, that's cap. That's a lie. The Most High, the only thing he wants you to offer to him is a broken heart. He don't want no animals. He didn't put animals for us to be here to be killing them. So that's cap. Those are the ways of Satan. Satan kills animals and eat their blood and drink their blood. Do all that witchcraft and sorcery bullshit. And it says, from the time of his son's birth until now, 37 years he built no altar before you, nor brought any offering to you, as he saw that you gave him what he requested from you, and so he abandoned you. That's cap. His offering was Isaac. That's why he was doing what he was doing. But I haven't decoded the true story of it yet. So for now, I'm going to just roll with the fact that he was finna offer him up. But the reason that I feel like that story is flawed is because the Most High is not going to let you be equal to him. That makes no sense. The Most High gave his son to the Edomites to kill them. So if Abraham is doing the same thing, then that means he can put his, when it comes to that, that means that he can put himself on the same level as the Most High. Because now he was finna kill his own son, allegedly is what the Bible says. But like I said, I have to decode that first. So it says, the Most High said to Satan, same thing he said to Job, have you considered my servant Abraham? Remember he told Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him on earth, a completely upright man before me, one that fears the Most High and avoids evil. As I live, if I say to him, bring up Isaac your son before me, he will not withhold him from me. Even more so, if I told him to bring up a burnt offering before me from his flock or herds, Satan answered the Most High, speak to Abraham as you have said, and you will see today whether or he sins and casts aside your words. So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that's it. This is another decoded hot topic that they're not going to tell you about. I hope y'all get wisdom, knowledge, not only that, but deep wisdom, deep knowledge, and deep understanding of the reading of the word that I've read to you today. When y'all get a chance, seek after the Most High. This is not a fucking game. It's not a game. If y'all think hell ain't real, you crazy. It's 3 forms of hell. Hell is in the grave. You got the hellfire, the lake of fire. That's really a lake of fire. The volcano, when it shoot lava up, you gonna see. The earth's core is in the middle of the earth, and that's in the ocean. That's where hell is too. And then you got hell. The hell that you live in is the mind state. The suffering that we gotta go through. Remember that. Know this ain't no game. Y'all sitting around here fucking around playing, worried about the wrong shit. Get your head out your ass, because this ain't no game. And like I said, my channel is for the strong Hebrews, niggas only. Stand up. I'm gone.